T-Man 978 here with Transformers Generations Leader Class Combiner Wars Armada Megatron. Can you imagine calling ahead to a store and telling a sales associate all of those different names and thinking they're actually going to know what you're talking about? Warning, I have the hiccups. I don't feel like editing this forever, so you might hear one or two. Starting off, this box is lovely. And it's actually sturdy and they didn't cheap out. Here's the back image. Transforms in 15 steps. New tech specs. The side image. They correctly painted his horns right there. Which they didn't do to the actual toy, unfortunately. As you'll see once I open it. For millions of years, Megatron has led fanatical legions of evil Decepticons on their war for conquest. A living weapon with dozens of modifications made in the name of increased power and destructive capabilities. His only weakness is his single-minded desire for the enslavement of the universe. They actually gave us a real bio this time. I didn't mention this in my Silverbolt review, but the collector's card is clearly visible in the packaging and not hidden behind the robot like the deluxe class. Here's that collector's card I was talking about. I don't know how Armada Megatron that looks. He also comes with a missile for his cannon and a rifle. Here are the details on this rifle. It separates to form two separate guns. And now, Armada Megatron himself. I've seen a few reviews on this guy because this is a highly anticipated mold. And none of the reviews I've seen just express how articulated this figure is. Jetfire has him beat a little bit in the legs, but everywhere else, I mean, his head, he can look down, he can look up, and here's a close-up on his face while we're at it, which is really accurate. But his shoulders, not only can they go in like that, they can come out, but they can go all the way out. This plastic is very, very flexible. You can rotate, swivel at the elbow, and he has wrist swivel. And these joints, shoulder joints, can go bend in and back a little bit. Of course, these back pieces are in his way. There's a waist. The hips can spread out like all the way up. And then it has thigh swivel with some extra robot detail right there. I didn't even know that. The knee doesn't bend 90 degrees, which is unfortunate. They often show you that he has ankle tilt or ankle pivot, and mostly pivots this way, but not really. I mean, they tried to accommodate for it right there, but the foot can go up for certain poses, but I wish that it could go back. That would be really good. Feeling these rubber treads that move is just amazing out of the box, because we do not get rubber anymore. I really like that. But he's a good mold. The treads on his back come packaged like this, which is good for the IDW G1 Megatron. But you want to slide them down, rotate them out like this, and then lift them back up to give them that Armada look. because he had treads on his shoulders. One detail I noticed, he has that spark chamber right there in his gut like he did on the Beast Wars cartoon, which that is really, really cool. The fusion cannon can be posed a couple ways. I put it this way because Armada Megatron's cannon is kind of skinny in the front. But, of course, if you want to give him a more G1 fusion cannon, you can flip it around this way, and it has that G1 look a little bit. It even has the knob right there. Of course, you can put it right there to get it out of the way for elbow bending. Or you could bring it like this, rotate it like this, rotate his arm like that. Collapse that in to give him a G1 side mounted cannon. Or Armada as well, because he had the side mounted cannon. You might have noticed I had his weapon ported down here on his leg. Here's a port on this side too. Port on the side of his arms where I have this gun. And ports on the back of his arm. So he has options there. And then he has these Minicon pegs because he's supposed to be Armada. And Armada lived off of Minicons.
Minicons, to me! Yay! We're not in the basement anymore! Come on, guys! Transform and make Megatron proud!
With these Minicons attached, I can unlock my ultimate power! Yes! Yes! I can feel the... Wait. Nothing's happening. No features are unlocked. Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm just a repaint retool. Way to go, Hasbro. T-Man, take these wretched creatures off of me.
Here he is with a deluxe, a big Voyager, and what he's going to be up against combiner class-wise. I guess Omega Prime or whatever they're going to call that combined mode for Optimus is going to be around this height to him. Before we get the transformation, here's the comparison with this guy. I bet you thought I didn't have him. As you can see, they tried to keep the color scheme and deco really, really close, even though they have two different bodies. Hasbro, this guy, if you would have just gave him working hips and knees, and maybe even bicep swivel, I would have paid leader class price for that. But let's get on with the comparison. The face is pretty close. This one almost has the same size head, which I'm not going to lie, in person, his head looks a little bit small for this body. You could almost tell. To accommodate for these antlers, they had to give him a smaller head. I bet the G1 version has a bigger head than this. He has the same Decepticon logos on the shoulder, treads on the back. Overall, the same general color scheme. I did that cannon thing with the arm. And this guy has this gimmick. Let me get a Minicon. Where you can pull that little dagger knife right there. If you want to, you can take Drag Strip's knife and give him that little same homage. Now let's finally get to this transformation, which is actually kind of simple and fun. First thing you want to do, pull these panels down over his fists on both sides. Lift the feet up. Pull this crotch piece down and just leave it there out of the way. You could turn his head around, but I'm going to leave it like that. Lift this panel all the way up and flatten it. Now, you can go ahead, bring the arms together, actually rotate this cannon up like that. Peg the arms to the cannon, or this arm over here to the cannon. go ahead and bend the knees outward this way. Bend the knees outward that way. They peg into the side of the body right here. You can bring this crotch piece and they peg in between these bits right here in his legs, revealing another Minicon port. Then you slide these this way and they peg in to the front right here, and boom, he's done. You can bring the barrel out, or you can keep it short. I already put the missile in there. It shoots very, very nice and hard. You can put the guns back on there as you see fit. You can even put some Minicons on them. Come on. Put one there and one more here. So he has 4 Minicon ports total once you transform him into tank mode. Without that Minicon there, his turret can rotate 360. It can go down a little bit, but you have to hold it for that pose, and it doesn't lift up at all. A good, nice looking tank mode. Rubber treads that actually rule, which is definitely cool. And I left his head that way so you don't see his face. And that has clearance. Let me bring in the real Armada Megatron for comparison. And this is where the homage severely suffers, as this tank looks like a basic everyday tank but that's green. And this looks like some type of futuristic Space H tank with grabber claws in the front. And this guy right here comes out to be bigger looking in tank mode. And he also had lights and sounds, which finally died on me. But anyway, as you can see, it looks nothing like Armada Megatron. Poor man's Armada update aside, I really like this figure. I had fun with it. I probably will have more fun with the G1 version, since that's what this mold was really made for. But it's still a really cool figure. You saw me having fun with those Minicons. I'll probably pose them with those Minicons going forward. If I have any complaints, number one, I hate when they put the hip joints on the crotch piece that doesn't lift up. I mean, they gave us these side skirts to lift up, but the front doesn't lift up. And I really don't like that. Like I said, the head looks a little bit small. And the ankles. If he had ankle pivot or a little bit more ankle pivot, the posing would be a lot easier. But other than that, everything else is just good. Like, they even gave us a waist, and that's not even part of the transformation, and normally they don't even do that. So if you like Armada and this is a good enough update for you, I'd say get it. Until next time, if you like this review, please like it, subscribe, share, comment, come back for more. T-Man978, out of here. Wait, one more note. This gun sits really loose in his hand on this barrel. This one's a little bit better, but when he holds it as a long rifle, it's really loose. Like just moving them might tilt it a certain type of way. I mean, you can get around that, but just wanted to put that out there. Alright, I'm gone for real this time.